I'd like to call the Redevelopment Commission public meeting January 3rd to order. Start by the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Carnahan?
Here.
Ms. Rivera? Here. Mr. Recupero?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Present.
Ms. Sheehan? Present. Mr. Sharp?
Here.
Mr. Foreman?
Present.
Ms. Sandberg? Here. Mr. Salata?
Present.
Mr. Osten?
Present.
And Ms. Hayduk is present.
Okay, before we get started, I'd like to thank all the past RDC members, especially Nathan Viss. Nathan, if you're out there listening, you've done a very professional job the last X number of years, and your leadership will greatly be missed. Jim Hunley, Doug Spencer, same goes to you gentlemen, as well as Randy and Eric. So Randy's driving down the highway right now. Good job helping out with the RDC, Randy, and so on and so forth. So, as we get going, I would like to start with the consent agenda, please. The approval of the December 19th, 2022 regular meeting minutes. If anyone has any questions, now is the time to bring those up. If you were able to peruse those. I can say I was happy to see that the award that went out last month to Jeff Fraze. I mean, he went through a little bit of a tough row there to be able to add on to his tire shop, so I was very happy to see him get the Explore Everyday Community Recognition Award. So if nobody else has any comments there, claims, item number 2, claims fund number 404, it looks like $0, and then fund number 804, $159,484.68. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Motion made by Julie, seconded by Colleen. Roll call, please. Go ahead, Bob.
Jennifer, could you explain the claims on there? I didn't have a chance to look at them.
So there were only 3 claims on there that I processed between the last meeting and this one. So Cronin Associates, that's for the professional services. The entirety of this bill was for the work that Corby did regarding the TIF districts.
$3,900 is what that was.
And getting those parcels. That was all of that work there. We also had a couple of
Adds to the
Chicago Tribune, again, regarding the declaratory resolutions for
That's
each of the
the
TIF areas.
Right.
And then we also had the payout to Reese Riley for the 133rd Avenue project to get that done. That was the final pay for that.
Industrial Park West, $155,541. So the total was the $159,484, Bob.
Yeah.
That was right.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Any other questions? Roll call, Jennifer.
Nope, Ms. Hayduk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our new secretary. Roll call, please, Cheryl.
Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Ms. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Recupero?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mr. Foreman?
Yes, carries 7-0. And before we start new business, as you did roll call, Cheryl, and you said Mr. Recupero, Nick, welcome to your first official public meeting.
Thank you, John. I'm honored to be here. I'm glad the people chose me to be serving with you guys. I'm looking forward to working with you all.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Yeah, happy to have you, man.
I don't think you steal the thunder of Rick's going to want to do the same with
I'll
the next
take
meeting.
it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
You've been in the audience for quite some time now, so I think a lot of people already know it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now moving into new business, Explore Everyday Community Recognition nomination. Do you have any comments on this, Chris?
So this is a practice that the Redevelopment Commission has been doing since approximately 2019. They nominate a business in the town to highlight the good work they've done, the longevity or participation in the community. So it's up for the new Redevelopment Commission to carry on the tradition.
Okay.
And you have in front of you a list of those businesses that have been highlighted since July of 2019.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we nominate, James Otto.
Okay. Bob would like to make a motion to nominate James Otto. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Bob Carnan, second by Nick Recupedo. Cheryl, roll call, please.
Mr. Carnahan?
Well, before you do that, any other nominations? I suppose I should ask that.
So I will say that at our next meeting then, we will invite a representative of James Otto to come, give a little presentation about their business, present them with an award, and then another nomination be made at that time if it's the board's choosing.
Very fine, thank you. Okay, Cheryl.
Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera? Yes. Mr. Recupedo?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan? Yes. Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mr. Foreman?
Yes, motion carries 7-0, and I think that's a fine nomination, Bob. Those folks prior to Bob and now as Bob, they're very involved in the community. So that's great. I would say also that last March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and October, nominations were made. So that Aurelio's La Gaviota, Yancey's House of Carpet, the Lighthouse Restaurant, Midwest PGM, LM Premier Dance, the new dance studio on 133rd, and then All Tire was last month, so thank you. Next item under new business, Summer Winds Commercial Disbursement. Chris, would you?
So at the last Redevelopment Commission meeting, previous to this board being seated, a motion was made and carried to give a disbursement of $29,500 to Summer Winds Commercial as part of a reimbursement agreement for a set amount of funds in equal disbursements of equally 14 payments. We did not get to make the last distribution in the fall of 2022 due to concerns with the budget, so it has rolled over to this month on recommendation of the clerk treasurer at our last meeting. And so now that we'll be caught up, we'll have equal disbursements moving forward. There should be an agreement coming from Attorney Austin's office that will outline that.
And what's the fee that we've got to give them from the last year? 10,000?
It's roughly $9,500 and then $10,000 for this spring distribution, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think we need to hash those numbers out because we made a disbursement of $10,000 only last year, and because we don't have an actual written agreement in place yet that spells out how exactly it is, at this point, I would say it's up to the commission. Because that would be my question is, am I doing the $29,500 now for last year as well as, and I don't even remember what exactly it was, if it was like $19,250, I think I remember Nathan mentioning a few times as what would be the semi-annual payment. So
we're not under a timeline here or anything?
No, you should consider making the payment that the Redevelopment Commission authorized last December, or 3 weeks ago. We need to catch the paper up to the deal.
Okay.
If you'll recall, the minutes needed to be corrected. We were going to draft and present a development agreement that had the correct numbers, and the minutes said something else, so that had to be corrected, as you note from your minutes of this meeting that you're considering to approve. My suggestion is that you follow that decision of the commission last December. Make it, there's a true-up. The word true-up was used in getting this right and getting it current and making that true-up. The language of it, I need to work with Chris on. We talked about it today. so that it is clear and not ambiguous as to what's being paid. But there are payments that were reached and agreements that were reached, and the paper needs to catch up to the time delay.
Okay, so based on the minutes, $10,000 is what your recommendation is?
Yes, with the true-up coming in sometime this year, before July probably, subject to internal review.
Okay, does anyone want to make a motion for the Summer Winds commercial disbursement for the amount of a disbursement now of $10,000 with the true-up coming in the next month or two?
I'll make the motion.
As read into the record?
As read into the record.
Thank you. Motion by Colleen. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Julie. Rivera. Roll call please, Cheryl.
Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Ms. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Recupero?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mr. Foreman?
Yes, that motion carries 7-0.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Would you also consider soliciting a motion of the commission to authorize signatures on the development agreement document by the current officers? You have officers who have departed by virtue of the change of membership, and we need the instrument to be able to be properly legally signed.
You betcha.
I'll make that motion.
Very fine. We have a motion by Ralph to solicit the motion for past development commissioner signatures. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
First by Ralph, second by Julie. Roll call please, Cheryl.
Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Ms. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Recupero?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Mr. Foreman?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Any other subjects, Mr. Austin?
No. Thank you.
Okay. Moving along, project updates, clerk treasurer's fund report.
Commission members, traditionally I give what I call my pretty fund report for Fund 804, which is the TIF fund. Unfortunately, with the flurry of activity we had the last few weeks, I just have not been able to get it. Plus, we also just recently received the fall settlement at the very tail end of December, so I was getting all of that entered into the system. So by our next meeting, really I think before that, I'll have an email out to you all showing you the status of Fund 804, how we ended the year, how we're beginning this year, and where we're at with our debt service obligations and things like that.
Very fun. Is that all you have?
That's all I have for now.
And item number 2 is facade grant update. Chris, I believe from talking to various people that we may have to do a small, short moratorium on this particular subject matter, but why don't you fill us in?
I would, so we do have 2 projects currently that have received extensions from the previous board that are awaiting invoices for the work that was done on those as part of those projects. Midway LLC and Legacy Insurance Group. With that, I would say that we put a moratorium on this until at least June of this year, so we can do a proper analysis of the TIF funds that will be generated, and as well as making sure that we've aligned the TIF funds and revenues that would be expected with the projects that this board would like to undertake taken.
Okay. Do we have anybody presently with applications in?
We have not received any applications, quite honestly, in my time being here as town manager.
Okay.
We just have the 2 projects that have received extensions, and those have been going for quite some time now.
You got it. Very good. May I ask if we have any written communications, either Cheryl or Chris?
We have not.
Yeah, no. Is there anything online? Questions or people?
No hands are raised.
No hands are raised? Okay. At this time, we'll entertain public comment for the Redevelopment Commission. Tonight's meeting, if anybody has a question, now's the time to go to the podium. Going once, going twice. So public comment is now closed. Without any other commissioners with anything, I will now happily adjourn.
Town Council Public Meeting 4. January 3rd, 2023 is called to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Here.
Julie Rivera. Here. Nick Bercupido.
Here.
Ralph Miller.
Present.
Colleen Scheven. Present. John Foreman.
Present.
Richard Sharp.
Here.
I am present. Chris Gladys.
Present.
David Austin.
Present.
Thank you, Jen. First of all, I'd just like to welcome Nick Bercupido to our first town council meeting. He was just at the RDC meeting, and now this is his second meeting for his career.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Like I told everybody in the RDC meeting, I'm thankful that the people of Cedar Lake chose me for this position. I'm looking forward to working with you guys, so. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Police Department promotions. Chief Fisher.
Council members, in the month of November, the Cedar Lake Board of Safety met and interviewed the candidates for the position of sergeant. The sergeant position is a frontline supervisor known as the squad leader whom oversees the entire shift. The squad leader performs a variety of duties assigned by the administration to include the approval process of case reports, charges, arrests made by the members within their squad. Several candidates were interviewed, and the Board of Safety selected these officers for the promotion to sergeants. May I present to you Sergeant Ryan Miller. Congratulations, buddy. Also, may I present to you Sergeant Eric Bedoy. Councilmember, so what we're doing here is a tradition that the deputy chief and I pretty much started now, so when an officer gets promoted to a new position, we pin them for the first time with their new promotional rank. Congratulations. In the month of October, the Cedar Lake Board of Safety met and interviewed several candidates for the position of corporal. The corporal's position is an assistant to the squad leader and a department supervisor. They assist the squad leader with day-to-day operations and accomplishing their tasks. We were allotted one corporal immediately, and the Board of Safety made its selection. May I present to you Corporal Richard Pennington. That's our goal. blood's going through your finger.
It's better his finger than his chest.
Yeah. Help you slow it down a little bit, right? Help you slow the meeting down a little bit.
That's fine, that's fine.
That's a good cause.
Congratulations again.
Yeah.
Yep. Then the Board of Safety further selected 2 additional corporals to be removed the first year once they were budgeted for our new positions. May I present to you Corporal Alan Solsky. Yeah. Should make them crooked on purpose, right? And may I present to you Corporal Douglas Machoff. Like I said, board members, we'll just do that little pinning process or selection in front of everybody so that they can give kind of their promotional rank. So, thank you very much.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah, congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
They probably trust you straight with the driver down there.
Congratulations.
I don't know if any of your family members want to get pictures, real quick, right over there.
So we can move if they want to.
You guys want to do it, Alan? You guys want to do it in front of the sign?
If they wanna take the time, that's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, I'll visit it. It's yours. Hey, Dad, did you know he wants to be a fireman when he grows up?
Probably, it always works out like that.
Here we go, you ready?
Almost had thoughts on this.
Got a minor.
Very nice family.
Mom and Dad.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, okay.
Thank you.
Hey.
No problem.
Use your camera. Bill's got yours?
And she'll get Jimmy a photo. That is very rude. Come on,
Absolutely.
One, your turn's coming. One, just give me, sit her up.
Come on.
There you go.
I got a half floor. There.
Just hang them upside down and smile. You stole one.
Hold on 1 second. One more. Eric, we're gonna get off the picture. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. From this way, look like face me. Turn to face me. There you go. Now look at him. Now look at him. Thank you, guys. Thank you, council.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Be wild tonight. Great way to start the year, huh?
Amen.
Yeah, congratulations, everybody. Thank you for serving.
Nobody leave. We'll move to public hearings, ordinance number 1434, Bay Bridge annexation. This is continued from December 6, 2022. Chris?
Council President, we would request this be deferred until your February 7th meeting. So staff and the attorney can work out the paperwork.
I'll make a motion to defer. I'll second. February 7th.
By Julie, second by Colleen, to defer to February 7th. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Nick Cupido?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
John Foreman?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Thank you. Public comment on agenda items only. Public comment, agenda items only. Public comment. Seeing none, we'll move to the consent agenda. Minutes for December 20th, 2022, and December 28th, 2022. Claims, all town funds, $369,538.25. Wastewater operating, $47,293.39. Water utility, $15,371.71. Stormwater, $7,735.71. And payroll for 12/22/2022 and 12/30/2022, $288,363.21. Do we have a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and accept the town consent agenda as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Ralph,
I'll second.
second by Julie. Roll call?
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Nick Cupido?
Yep.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
John Foreman?
Yes, I just had one question. There was motion to approve, correct?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Okay.
Ralph, yes. Thank you.
Richard
Yes.
Sharp?
Yes. Ordinances and resolutions. Resolution number 13/2029, temporary loan 2017 EB and C bonds. John, by title only, please.
You bet. All righty. Ordinance resolution 1329, right?
Yes.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, resolution number 1329, a resolution authorizing a temporary loan for the 2017 RDA, B, and C bonds of the Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana.
Thank you, John. Jennifer?
Council members, with receipt of our fall settlement, the temporary loan that we had done back in July was repaid last week. And so upon repayment of the previous temporary loan, that left the cash balance less than what was necessary in order to make the lease payment obligation due January 15th. So this is a temporary loan for the 2017 A, B, and C bond in the amount of $212,326.61 to be temporary loans from Fund 633 Wastewater Treatment Special Fund to Fund 412 2017 RDA A, B, and C bond fund.
Thank you, Jennifer. Do we have a motion to approve resolution number 1329?
I make a motion to approve resolution number 1329.
Motion by John, second by Colleen. Roll call, please.
Just another note also, as with in the past, we will make this repayment upon receipt of the June
Every
settlement.
June, okay.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Nick Cupido?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
John Foreman?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. BZA plan, BZA 2022-51, Gifford, 13530 Moore Street, variance of use. Received a favorable recommendation from the BZA on December 8, 2022 by unanimous vote. Chris?
This is a variance of use to allow two uses within one building, a real estate company and an insurance company.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the variance of use?
I'll make the motion, I make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Nick, second by Bob.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
subject to any conditions?
Subject to any conditions?
There were conditions that the BZA put on the recommendation. I presided over that meeting, and I think we had the condition that the property that was on their private property be removed after 6 months or so, was it, Chris?
I think so.
Container and machine.
So as long as you have contingent on, what the
BZA.
subject to the BZA
Conditions.
conditions, you're good to go, Nick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
you just need to add that to your.
Just add that to the motion.
Okay, yeah, this would be subject to the contingencies that the BZA made in the motion.
Thank you, Nick. Bob, you confirm?
Yes.
Okay. Motion by Nick, second by Mr. Carnahan. Roll call.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Nick Cupido?
Yes?
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
John Foreman?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Thank you. New business, consider approving new police department hire Sabrina Stolares for a favorable recommendation for the Board of Safety, December 14th, 2022.
Yeah, Mr. President, council members, Sabrina Stolars, she is currently in the office right here. In the office, I meant the audience. We did testing over the last couple of months, had interviews through the police board, through the Board of Safety, and with the new hire that was allotted by the town council last year, and once we got approved and the favorable nod by Ms. Hamburg, we want to get the process started. So this is just approval to get the perf process started. This is not the actual hiring process. It will take about a month to get everything through, to go through before we can officially hire. So I'm hoping for the 1st of February
Very
to
good.
get her on board. This is Sabrina Stolars.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice meeting you, Sabrina. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We have a vote on
We
it.
have a, yeah.
I'll make a motion. We'll make a motion.
Take care, yeah. Thanks, Colleen.
I'll second.
Second by Julie.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
may that motion be made subject to perf approval?
Subject to approval.
And qual- and
This
quality.
is-
Subject to perf approval.
Council, this is to get the perf started for the approval, so that will be the next meeting.
Okay, so we will have another,
Yeah.
okay. Very good. Motion by Colleen, second by Julie. Roll call?
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Nick Cupido?
Yes?
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
John Foreman?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes, motion carries 7-0.
You're in.
Thank you, everybody, yeah, thank you. Let's hope the perf keeps moving, huh?
They're doing pretty good. It's about every 2 weeks now. now, so we get them back, they meet, this every other Thursday, the first board does.
Oh, wow.
But the issue is the physical and the psychological exams, they take some time, and the doctors are usually pretty backed up, so we've been pretty lucky recently, so.
Okay.
She's ready to go, we just needed your approval to get the paperwork started and get her scheduled for those tests.
Okay. Real good. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Year 2023 Professional Services Agreement with Christopher Burke Engineering. Chris, I'll let.
This is the annual service agreement with Christopher Burke, who handles a large portion of our engineering services. Their rates can be found on the second page of their document there. I don't believe there are significant changes from previous years.
Thank you, Chris. Do we have a
And your recommendation is to?
Yes, they've been doing a good job for the town.
Very fine. I'll make a motion for approving the year 2023 professional services agreement with Christopher B. Burke Engineering.
motion by John?
And I have the president sign the agreement?
Yes, sir, I'll add that to my motion if you'd like.
I'll second.
Second by Colleen. Roll call?
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julia Rivera?
Yes.
Nick Cupido?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
John Foreman?
Yes?
Richard Sharp?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Yes, they do a very good job for us. Jeff. Good firm. Thank you, Chris. Moving on to reports, town council reports, Mr. Carnahan.
The Christmas trees have to be disassembled so the street department can dispose of them.
Okay. By now?
June 8th, January 8th.
June 8th.
January 8th.
Just relax.
Chief, you gonna pile them up on the land we own on the parish and make a fire?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do that.
Tim, you do burn them now, right?
We have burned them in the past. Last year, we put them through the chipper because people in Haven would complain of the smoke, so we probably will do that again.
Okay.
I mean, it was kind of cool. We were trying to get started with the kind of Christmas tree burning
Sure.
ceremony thing, and didn't work out so well, so we just put them in the chipper last year, and it was uneventful, so we'll probably just do that again.
Sometimes that's what happens, trying to do cool things, you know?
Yeah, well, we tried it, and it didn't work out as good as we hoped.
Yeah,
It
understood.
was a thought, but.
Doing it at Hanover's new practice soccer field.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We stacked them all up. It was a pretty neat thing, but,
Yeah.
it was just, whatever, so.
That's what happens.
Shipping, yeah. Some nice premium pine mulch if anybody needs it.
Okay. Premium, okay.
Guaranteed to grow ants.
Premium, really.
Thank you, Bob. Any other town council reports?
I would just like to congratulate and welcome you to your first meeting there, Rick, and being president of the body here, so congrats.
Thank you, John. Actually, my first meeting was last week, and you.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't here. No, it wasn't, not of town council.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Was it January?
Yeah, we had a special meeting.
No, it was December.
It was December.
We just decided over
Randy
because you were
wasn't
still
here.
vice president.
Well, and.
So this is your first official
The
meeting?
first official. You were
There you go,
right.
buddy.
You were right.
There you go.
Thank you, John.
We only had 4 of us here, so everybody needed to vote on it.
Very good. Any other town council reports? No? Thank you.
I would just make mention, based on that meeting that took place last week, let's stay in good communication with the chief to keep the ball rolling to make
That's, was
the
expressed
move
at the last
that was
meeting.
discussed.
Yeah. Was it not, chief? We talked about that.
You're talking this chief?
Yeah,
I was on here.
Yeah.
I was on vacation.
Yeah, we had a nice discussion, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Town attorney?
No report.
No report. Clerk treasurer?
Council, as stated over the last few days and here tonight, we are in receipt of, we received our fall settlement, and we are also in receipt of our 1782 notice for budget year 2023. The budget was approved as submitted with a modification to the new debt service fund, but they only slashed that by $65,000, so I'm not terribly worried.
Okay, good.
So, it's payroll week, and my chief deputy, who normally does payroll, is out, so let's send her some warm wishes. So So we're trying to get payroll done in my office, and then once that is completed, we'll work on making sure the budget is 100% entered into our system. Then we can get department heads reports, reopen the purchase order system, that way we can go about with business for the new year.
And you also started the budget, or the year off with a nice amount of money.
Yes, cash balances are healthy. I'm pleased to say that our general fund, we have a little over $5 million as a cash
I like it
balance
so
in our
much when
fund.
that number begins with a 5, and then a comma, and then a whole bunch of other numbers behind it.
And that's excellent, because we used to always have to borrow, and we haven't had to do that in a long
Not for a
while.
while.
Municipality and county government is the only business on planet Earth that starts with money in the beginning of the year and it goes down. Everyone else starts at zero and they have to earn it. So, it's a little bit backwards thinking, I think, and, keeping an eye on a lot is important, so.
We've
Good
been
news,
fortunate these last few years, and with all the projects we have ongoing and in the pipe, you'll see those,
Yeah, very
you'll
good.
see business continue.
Thank you, Jennifer. Town manager.
I'd just like to piggyback off of Jennifer and say that we've had a lot of projects that kicked off in 2022. It was a whirlwind of a year. I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to serve this community in that capacity. And 2023 is shaping up to be a promising whirlwind of a year that will accomplish quite a bit as well.
Very good. Thank you, Chris, and great job. Director of Operations,
I don't have anything, thank you.
Chief Fisher.
I don't have anything, I'm excited about 2023 and see how we do.
Very good. Thanks, Chief.
I'm
Chief Wilkening.
excited as well. My New Year's resolution was to be calmer, quieter,
Very
year
good.
going.
Okay. So far, so good?
So
First 3 days are good?
Yeah. I don't wanna tell you about the broken stuff and.
You already told us. All right. Thanks, Chief.
You see him pushing straight sharps down the road.
Very good.
We'll get through it.
No, we will. We always have,
Yes,
so.
we do.
Written communication? None? Okay. Public comment? Is there any public comment? Public comment? Going public comment? Anything online, Jim?
One hand is raised.
Nick, you better
Go ahead, Kevin.
Hi, good evening, Kevin Holt, 972 Clark West 129. I hope you can hear me.
Happy New Year, Kevin.
Just wanted to read something to you and get your response to this. This is chapter 30.06 of the town code. It says, one member of the town council shall be elected president by majority vote at the beginning of the first council meeting each and every year. A council member may serve multiple terms as president, and the terms may be consecutive. Well, I didn't see that happen tonight, and I'd like to know why it was done last month.
Well, I think that was a convenient time to do it. We had time.
Typically, yeah, that is a true statement. I would say defer to our legal for statutes and ordinance explanations.
You elected the time to do that by your convenience.
That's not what the ordinance says by anybody's convenience. I've sat in these meetings on numerous times and heard this council say that we have ordinances which are the rules and the laws that we follow. And now, our own council didn't follow it. They did what they wanted to. And I just think it's terrible that our newly elected council member did not get a vote.
The newly elected council member not get a vote, you mean?
He's referring to.
Yeah, I know you referred to, but
He didn't get the vote for president because he was not a council member yet at that meeting in December.
This is a very valid point.
Can we have a vote right now, Dave?
You can do it again.
Gentlemen, yes, I would like
You want that
to,
vote?
again, make a motion to amend the agenda and at the same time nominate Richard Sharp for president.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Roll call?
Who seconded it?
Any other nominations?
It's a valid argument.
Seeing none,
Question.
roll call?
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Nick Recupido?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
John Foreman?
Yes.
Richard Sharp?
Yes. Thank you again, everybody. Do we want to vote for Mr. Foreman?
It's up to the,
Yes, let's
it's up to the body.
Yeah, we're gonna vote for, make a motion, yeah.
I'd like to nominate John Foreman as vice president.
Motion by Ralph,
I'll second.
second by Colleen. Any other nominations? Hearing none, roll call please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Nick Ricciuto?
Yes.
Ralph Miller?
Yes.
Colleen Scheven?
Yes.
John Foreman?
If I have to.
Chip Sharp?
Yes. We good, David?
We're good, satisfied.
Okay.
Thank you, Kevin, for,
Thanks, Kevin.
bringing that to our attention.
Yep, appreciate
That's
it.
a valid question.
Appreciate it. Everything in order now?
First
Okay.
time since taking here.
Probably not. Any other public comment? Seeing no other, anybody else, Jen?
No, we have not been ready for tonight.
Okay. All right, seeing none.